All right, so here is my current looping rig. I have recently finished rebuilding the pedal board, and I've been getting a lot of questions of the setup and how everything works and how it's all connected. So I'm going to do a little rig rundown here and explain it. So I guess I'll start with each instrument first and explain their signal path and all of that. So this is the Ibanez UB804 bass, just a 4-string electric bass. I have it going into the side chain here. This is a gig rig double layer pedal board with all kinds of fun stuff underneath. Gig Rig is an awesome company. They make professional pedal boards. They make these cool little Cinco things, little patch bays. They make your cabling all nice and beautiful. Love it. So I got the bass going into that, and then it actually just goes straight into the Line 6 HX Stomp upright bass main. I have a couple of other things going into that stomp as well, but for now, the bass signal just goes right into there. The HX Stomp goes to this Mookie MAM-X3, which is just a little mixer. Awesome little mixer. No EQ, none of that. It just straight up gives you stereo, mono, and volume. So it's a great tiny stereo mixer. Without any extra frills and stuff. So I do all my EQ and amp modeling and everything in this, and then this just sends the signal from that up to the RC600. Okay, so that's the bass signal, basic bass signal. I got all kinds of different patches to do different bass sounds and make this wild, wacky bass even wilder and wackier, which is awesome. And then vocal mic. Always got to have the gold vocal mic. That plugs into the back here. And that signal is connected to the Boss VE500, which gives me tons of vocal effects and vocal harmonies and all the delays and fun stuff like that. And then that goes to the RC600. Okay, easy enough. And then we have the good old HPD, or what is it? HPD 20. Roland Hand Sonic. This is the best drummer I've ever had in my life. Always shows up for rehearsal on time. It's never hung over. Sounds great. That old boy is just going straight into the side here, the Cinco, which goes over to the Mookie mixer and goes to the RC600. Okay, pretty simple actually when you look at it. Roland JDXI, I use this sometimes for certain gigs. You know, if you need some good splishy, splooshy, reverb, keyboardy sounds and synthy, Pink Floydy things. That's wired over to this side of the Cinco, going into the Mookie mixer. So I got my 4 main instruments going into this simple mixer, all routed to the RC600. The other instrument, my PRS CE24, the custom beautiful maple top that I love. This has a Fishman Power Bridge piezo pickup in it. So I have 2 outputs. One for my main electric, which is this cable here. The main electric goes into the Boss OC5, which I have set to do basically just the 2 low strings. And then that is going over to the HX Stomp, which is my dedicated bass unit. So if I push this button, that opens the effects loop on here, which lets in the Boss OC5 from the guitar. So I can go upright bass and say record a loop for a verse. And then let's say the chorus is coming up and I drop out the verse bass, I can just hit that and have a bass signal on my guitar for whatever notes I'm playing. So I can go back and forth from upright bass to octave bass on guitar, and then this just mutes. I like to be able to mute everything with my feet, so if I'm not playing it, I can just stop it. I have no weird sounds coming from anywhere. So, and then I have a couple other settings there too with that, where I can do some synthy stuff with the OC5 into this. So, but yeah, this is more dedicated to the upright bass and octave bass on guitar. So again, that goes into the Mookie, into the looper. So that's where the, So the electric guitar signal actually does go into this first, and then it goes into the HX Stomp XL. And then it goes, so yeah. So it's a split here. The octave OC5, the output with the octave goes over to the HX Stomp to do the bass sounds. The direct out, the electric pickups, the split signal, then goes into the HX Stomp XL. And I have settings for the electric and all of that fun stuff for the electric pickups. Okay, so then the acoustic sound, second cable, that one goes in here, and that goes over to the Boss VE500, because this thing will analyze the chords you play and harmonize your vocals based on the chords you play. So I got a good piezo acoustic pickup sound, very clean going into that. And then that'll harmonize, sending out the vocals. And then the guitar signal then goes into this. The acoustic sound on that is just going into the effects loop. So that's what's cool about the stomps. You've got the effects loop. You can basically make them for multiple instruments. So this has an input coming in for the electric pickups from that. This has an input coming in from the piezo pickup from that. And then I can program it to switch between the two. This is my acoustic sound. This is my electric sound. I got different things where I can blend them together in all kinds of different settings. I've had the Helix line pretty much since they came out. I have all of them, all the different models, and yeah, it's incredible. So that's the main sound for acoustic guitar and electric guitar. And I will also tell you that if you have white pedals, the Stormtrooper white ones, you'll see every little fleck of dirt and every little piece of hair that gets on your pedals that you don't see if they're black. Okay, so that's all the instruments. I have the Mission expression pedal connected to the HX Stomp XL to do mostly volume and wah, but also whatever you want it to do, whammy pedal. I mean, you can program it to do anything. So that's connected to that. I have this awesome thing from Pedalnetics, which lets you basically it's an auxiliary switches, 2 auxiliary switches connected to it. And I just use it to go up and down patches. The Seox DC7 power supply, probably the most powerful power supply out on the market right now. This thing's amazing. The Crux is an addition to it, which will power the RC600. Get a couple of adapters, powers all of it at once, mounts to the bottom of the pedal board. Awesome. This one I have connected to the RC600. It turns on a radio vocal effect and like a swirling, like phaser effect on the track effects, kind of a radio effect as well. This one I have set to clear all. This one I have set for vocal harmony, but I'm going to probably reprogram it because now I have the VE500. And this actually controls the VE500. So I turn the harmony from the VE500 that sits under here. This is connected to that and turns the harmonies on or whatever effects I have on. I also have that connected to the Stomp. Well, you can't really see the screen, but with MIDI. So when I go to certain patches here, it'll change certain patches on this. All of them are connected with MIDI to this, which is the master sync clock. So I think that's pretty much the whole rig. And I'll tell you, it is a lot of fun. So, all right, that's it. I'll be making some videos soon, playing some actual music on this thing.